Hello and welcome to Animal Watch, and today we're asking the question, is the American Bully the next breed to be banned in the UK?
My name's Anneka Svenska and I've filmed dozens of American Bullies. However, recently the UK has suddenly had the American Bully back in the news.
Several neighbours on this street called police yesterday afternoon when they heard a disturbance. Police, then paramedics and finally armed police arrived before the dog was destroyed.
The breed is being heatedly discussed on social media platforms.
Do you think there's like a real chance that they might ban this breed?
Yes.
It's being called the next breed to be banned.
So what is the truth? Is it a dangerous monster and should be banned? Or is this just another case of bad owner, bad dog? Don't go away.
Today, Animal Watch dives headfirst deep into the controversy surrounding this fairly new bully breed and asks the question, is he the next breed to be banned? I'll be travelling to Southend to meet a famous dog trainer with over 1.5 million TikTok followers and a no bullshit way of talking the truth. His training classes are literally called no bullshit training. Adam Spivey of Southend Dog Training is the Gordon Ramsay of the dog world with his straight-up talking. He will discuss with me whether the American Bully is on the way to being banned and why. We will also discuss whether the bully deserves to be banned and if anything can be changed in time to halt this possible impending judgment. But first, a quick recap on just what the American Bully is, where he's come from, and what were the goals when he was first created approximately 40 years ago. The American Bully comes in varying sizes, from the small weightlifter pocket variety right up to the large XL Bully, weighing up to 150 pounds. His muscles ripple, his stare can be discerning, and his wide mouth can suggest to those scared of dogs that he is definitely going to be a mean and nasty canine. But is this true just because of the way he looks? The American Bully was created in the 1980s with the desire to produce a dog with a lower prey drive and more of the bully traits and characteristics than the American Staffordshire Terrier. After the trouble surrounding the high prey drive and excitability of the American Pitbull Terrier, and the attacks coming from homes unable to train and work out this huge working drive, a breed was designed to replace the unpredictability of the Pitbull with a really relaxed, sit-at-home, couch potato type of dog, with the looks of a muscular bulldog. The intent was to produce maximum bone and muscle with none of the working terrier drive of old. The breeds that created this new breed were as follows: the American Pitbull Terrier, the American Bulldog, the English Bulldog, and the Old English Bulldog. I had previously visited Blessed Bullies in Halifax, where I cuddled with some very dopey and loving giant XL Bullies who cherished the children in that family. These dogs were mellow, well socialised and well bred. They were everything that the breed description wanted to create. So where did this all go wrong for the breed in general? In November 2021, an American Bully tragically killed a 10-year-old schoolboy called Jack Liss in Wales as he was visiting a school friend around his house. No parents were there that day, and the dog was a new member of the family, rehomed from a previous owner. Brandon Hayden, the owner of the dog, was sentenced in court to being in charge of a dangerous and out-of-control dog, and was charged with another 5 counts of a dog dangerously out of control, causing injury to 2 members of the public, suggesting that perhaps more was to this story than just the breed of the dog, and maybe the way he was managed and trained perhaps played a part in this. RSPCA dog specialist Dr. Sam Gaines said, "Breed is not the key factor in such attacks, but rather more mismanagement and other issues. COVID increased impulse buying of pets, and due to the lack of avenues to train and socialise the animals, their upbringing and management has suffered. But more was to come. A baby called Bella Ray died from head injuries after an XL bully attacked her in her home in St Helens, Merseyside on March the 21st, 2022. Apparently the dog had been bought for buttons by the father just a week earlier as he wanted to stud it out for breeding at £2,000 a time, according to the newspapers. What is obvious, despite the attacks being horrendously heartbreaking and tragic, was the manner to which the press has been reporting the attacks. Lancashire Live described one dog as having a taste for blood. The Times wrote, "If you want your child to live, don't buy a killer dog." What is clear is most of the incidences that took place were by adult dogs that had been brought into a home after growing up apart from that family, where they would not have been bonded properly to the new families. There would have been no way of knowing the extent of the previous training and socialisation, and any negative experiences that may have made the dog more prone to attacking. I decided to pop to Essex to chat with no bullshit top dog trainer Adam Spivey on whether this would be the next breed to be banned, or did it go deeper than just the sensationalism the media was obviously spreading.
I'm here with Adam Spivey of Southend Dog Training, and we're going to be talking about the American Bully, in particular the XL Bully.
The media focus is definitely on XL Bullies at this moment in time. There's been 3 fatalities of XL Bully attacks. We're in a nation where we shouldn't be banning things, we should be educating the public. And just like the American Pitbull Terrier and the Dogo, and the 4 breeds that are banned, there's no need for them to be banned. We could have just educated the public and clamped down on those mistreating and misusing those dogs for their own personal gain. The big issue I'm seeing with XL Bullies at the minute is bad breeding. A well-bred XL Bully should be a great family companion.
Yeah, I mean, I've filmed the XL Bully and I've filmed the Pocket Bully. The ones from the breeders that I met were exceptional. They were living with children, they were interacting with babies, and if anything, sort of a cuddly breed. They didn't have that excessive amount of drive that you used to get in the American Pitbull Terrier that was banned, because as you know, the Pitbull Terrier was like wiry and athletic, and he jumps up trees, he does spring pole.
Banning the breeds haven't done anything to reduce dog attacks. Dog attacks are on the rise year in, year out. All we did was blame 4 breeds, but now we banned them, it's still happening. What worries me with the XL Bully, because they are so sort of lumped into that Pitbull category, and because of, let's be honest, the damage they can do in the wrong hands, maybe we need to bring back the dog licence. And you should have to prove that within certain breeds that you have the competence and knowledge to actually handle one of these dogs. The problem with bullies and XL Bullies at this moment in time is the desire for them. And the thing is, when you can pump out puppies for 3 to 5 grand a piece, right, you've got a constant cash machine there, right? And these backyard breeders that don't actually care about health or temperament, they just want the biggest, meanest, most exotic, rare colour. They'll often label them as, this is a magnificent beast, and they'll sell them to anyone. They don't care where their dogs go, and that's when accidents happen, when health and temperament are neglected.
What can we do to make this better?
We need to be clamping down on how easy it is to breed dogs, not just with the XL Bully, but with any dog. Yeah, you shouldn't just be able to get a dog and breed from it, but you can. You can literally go on Gumtree, get a dog, breed from it. And you can do that over and over and over and over again. And until we do something, bring in some sort of breeding license or regulations or something like that, dogs will ultimately suffer. We need to be educating the people about these dogs. So we've said a lot about how great these are, a well-bred version of them, how they're good with children, how they're good with people. But let's talk about some of the inherent traits that people like to not talk about, but what are luring people into a false sense of security. They are great family dogs, but I don't recommend them for first-time dog owners. When you cross bully breeds with bully breeds, you do have a certain perplexity for dog aggression. It's about making sure that you have an understanding of what proper socialising is, not taking your dog to puppy classes and having them run around like Disneyland for dogs. It's about making sure that you teach social ignorance, about making sure that they have early positive experiences around other animals. It's about making sure that that dog is under control at all times. When you see an XL Bully walking down the road, the last thing someone needs to see is it dragging their owner down the road. That scares the shit out of people.
Yeah.
What they need to see is this 60-kilo dog walking pleasurably by its owner's side.
An XL Bully that doesn't have as much energy as the Pitbull, which was manic, crazy working breed, he's still got a lot of energy and you've still got to get that out of him.
It's about recognising what the breed enjoys doing and that sort of style of play that they have. You get a flirt pole with an XL Bully, 10-15 minutes doing that with some mental stimulation, that dog will sleep for the rest of the day. But if you don't channel that energy in a productive sense, what's going to happen is you're going to have a really, really powerful dog all over the place. And then of course the first thing people see when they see it is, oh, you've got no control of that dog, or oh, it's going to eat my child, or things like that. And the other thing that I really urge people to do is really research your breeder. Because XL Bullies are in such demand right now, every Tom, Dick and Harry is coming out being an XL Bully breeder. But not all breeders are good breeders. Like, I know a lot of XL Bully breeders, or Bully breeders in general, and they're producing magnificent examples, and they care where their dogs go. They are breeding for health and temperament above looks and colour. So an XL Bully should be confident, it should be gentle, should have a bit of goofiness to it. Genetics don't lie, and bad breeding will start producing dogs that are dangerous.
If you want the bully to remain in the United Kingdom, do your research, get him to training classes, get him out early, socialise him. Don't buy from parents that are aggressive. Always make sure that you meet the parents. Do you think there's like a real chance that they might ban this breed?
Yes. Yes, and it pains me to say that, but it's too similar now to that of the American Pitbull Terrier. Not in terms of personality, but in terms of the way the media are trying to portray it. The fact that we've had 3 human fatalities as a result of XL Bullies now, and good old British government, instead of educating it, it's a case of ban it, ban it, ban it, ban it. It won't make an ounce of difference because it didn't with the other 4 dogs that are on the banned breeds list. But an XL Bully trait, or American Bully trait in general, they shouldn't have human aggression within their trait.
No, that's not supposed to be. That's what they were trying to get rid of. They were trying to get rid of that reactive personality that unfortunately the American Pitbull Terrier used to be known for.
Every time somebody's being dragged down the street by their dog, or every time it's barking at something and they're like laughing at it, I'm thinking all you're doing is adding to the chance of this breed disappearing.
When I used to live in London, I used to walk in Battersea Park, and I remember there used to be people in there and they were training Mastiff types to jump up and swing on tree branches.
Can you imagine Doris taking a little poodle out and having a freaking XL Bully hanging from a tree?
I know.
Do you think that does anything for the reputation of the breed?
I was walking around Battersea Park and they had their dogs hanging off the branches, and then at one point, this is when I did have a Pomeranian, I don't have one now unfortunately, they would go and get it, get it. Yeah. They went to their dogs to my dog, and I'm thinking if this is the type of people that these dog breeds are falling into the hands of, then it's really sad. I'm really, really worried for their future because they need to be owned by responsible people.
A decent breeder will have some sort of contract in place. A decent breeder cares where their dogs go.
So they'll take it back if it goes wrong, right?
Exactly that. So if you sell one of your puppies to a person and for some reason they can't look after it, they will take it back, because decent breeders' dogs don't end up in rescue. Backyard breeders' dogs end up in rescues. The one that were only in it for the money, not in it for the love of the breed.
So of course, a lot of the stuff in the newspaper, sadly, is being children that have been the victims of these attacks. Now we know why children are victims of attacks, because they're small. People should not be leaving young kids with big dogs.
No, not just big dogs, any dogs. When you bring a dog into your home, it can take up to 6 weeks for that dog to settle in properly, particularly if you get a dog from a rescue. And I urge anyone that wants to go and adopt a dog to give a dog a chance, because there's lots of gems in rescue, right?
Yeah. And they're fully tested before they go out to people.
But the reality is that dog, you might have met it once or twice and gone on a walk with it, but that dog, when you put it into a new home, you're all strangers. And you don't want to let that invade the child's personal space. You don't want a child to invade the dog's personal space. You want to keep affection down to a minimum to begin with and focus on that rules. The rules for the dog and the rules for the children. Dogs are not climbing frames. Children shouldn't be poking, pulling, prodding around dogs. Dogs should be on a lead until they are trained. So you get indoor training leads to prevent it from going over, trying to steal the food from the children, being too pushy, too rambunctious with the children. Each should know how to behave, and that falls on the parent.
Yeah, I totally agree. We're not making excuses for it, but children must not be left alone with big dogs like that, and certainly when the dog is a very, very fresh member to the family. So all of these thoughts are put in place, and hopefully going forward there'll be a lot less attacks. Check where your dog's coming from, make sure it's from a reputable breeder, make sure it gets training, make sure it gets socialisation. Don't leave it alone with your kids. What else? Don't
go in looking for the most exotic colour you can find.
Yeah, go on temperament. You might get the one with the wonky ear, but if he's much nicer than the beautiful looking one that might bite
I have
someone.
this theory anyway, the best looking dogs are the arseholes.
You've trained a few bullies here, haven't you?
Yes.
What have been their main problems?
So they range, so the most common issue I get is either over friendliness, where it's sheer size that can hurt you,
yeah,
or dog aggression.
They were bred to be friendly to human, but they will also have a prey drive that is unfortunately sort of still there. So what's your training school?
Southend dog training. All dogs have to have a one-on-one first, and initial handler training. Make sure you can do the basics, walking your dog properly, understanding your dog's body language, counter conditioning if your dog's got issues towards other dogs. One of the things that works great for bullies, they love the game of tug of war.
Yeah,
and they love a flirt pole.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
Well, my huskies do
I
too.
had an XL bully at my seminar, right, trying to go at every dog that moved 30 seconds in the flirt pole, mate. He couldn't care what was going on. There was dogs going around. It's like, yeah, where's that flirt pole? Where's that flirt pole?
And your website is, what's the address?
southenddogtraining.co.uk.
All right, that's really easy. If you're in the Essex area or somewhere close, then
or Scotland.
Do you do it in Scotland as well?
Yeah, we've got an online group that covers the world.
Oh wow!
So
do you have online training courses too?
It's basically like having a dog trainer in your pocket, basically.
Oh, fantastic!
So there's tutorials you can follow. You've got the new member section, which teaches your foundation, the art of attention, the importance of hand feeding, breed-specific training, teaching your dog to switch off, teaching your dog to walk properly on a lead. Then there's a training program you can follow.
Yes,
we do have a Southend dog training trainer in Scotland. Her name is Kim.
So, well, there you go.
So if you want in-person training in Scotland,
you've heard it here. How many followers have you got on TikTok?
1.6 million.
So he's got to be doing something, right? Haven't you? What do you call it?
No bullshit dog training.
No bullshit. Thank you so much, Adam, for speaking to me today. Let's hope the XL Bully and the American Bully in general is not the next breed to be banned.
I had thoroughly looked into everything about the American Bully and had come to this conclusion. The breed itself is not a bad breed. The dogs themselves are not bad dogs. But the fact is that the wrong people are getting hold of these dogs has led to their bad socialisation, bad training, bad breeding, and also being placed into homes without due diligence and care. The breeders of dog breeds like this need to be forced to take out licensing, where they are monitored and held accountable for breeding with bad temperaments. Owners need to not bring new adult rehomed dogs into their households and leave them unsupervised around children before the dog has bonded with them or they have discovered if the dog has had any character defects. It would be nice if the papers stopped sensationalising bully attacks over other dog breed fatalities, but sadly that's the press, and they have always done this. The breeders need to join together to make sure only good examples are out there if they want to save this breed. And those owning them, if they care about their families, need to start really training and being aware of the dogs they are bringing into their houses. I do not want this breed banned, as I truly believe people cause these dogs to become what they are. So let's make sure we do what is right so that no more children suffer.
And if you enjoyed this episode of Animal Watch, then be sure to give us a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel by clicking the button in the bottom hand corner. And be sure to tune in every week where I'll be bringing you more amazing episodes on dogs, wolves, animal rescue and conservation. Bye for now.